Hi everyone, this is Sagar Shah and I'm reporting from Goa. We are at the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium and you can see what a spectacular scene this is. What I particularly like about this venue are the flags. You can see there on top and behind you as well. There are flags of different countries. Also, if you look in this direction, you will find that there is a live camera. So basically, whenever games are being played for live commentary, the cameraman zooms in on different boards. This is actually not very common in Indian chess. At the backdrop, you will see a big board and you can see a stage where chief guests are invited with a small logo which is always illuminated. So even if it's pitch dark, you can see the logo. Okay, so coming back to chess, 7 rounds have been completed at this tournament and we have 3 leaders. The first one is Indian from India and we have 2 Armenians, Samuel Tersahakyan and Manuel Petrosyan. What I want to discuss in this video is some of the interesting moments. So first of all, the game of Indian. This game was simply terrific. Indian played the opening quite poorly, I would say, against Rahul Srivatsav. He played his pawn to d4, which is clearly violating the principles that he is not developing his pieces, moving the same piece twice in the opening. And Rahul Srivatsav took great advantage of it. He developed his knight to a3, put it on b5 and sacrificed one of his knight on d4. This was fantastic play by the youngster, because if now knight into d4, then bishop into d4 and there is knight c7. But if not that, then basically cd4, what happened in the game, bishop c6, bc6, queen c6 and the a8 rook was hanging. But when queen d7 was played, he should have inserted knight c7 check, king d8 and queen into a8. This would have given him a clear advantage. As things happened, he did not play knight c7, he took on a8 and after short castling, black was able to, cement his position and somehow trick him. In the end, this move bishop b7 and queen h3 coming in was curtains for white. So that game gave us the one Indian leader in the tournament. The 2 Armenians faced off against each other in the 7th round and they took a quick draw. The funny thing is, both of them come from the same city, Yerevan. They practice together, they work on chess together. But here, this was the first time that they played against each other in the 3 tournaments that they played. So they went to the Kit Open, they went to Mumbai, they came to Goa, but didn't face each other. And this was the first time they played and it was so good for them because both of them were leading. They could make a quick draw. The important thing for Tersahakyan Samuel was in the morning, he played a blistering attack to beat Deepan Chakravarti. I simply loved this game because, while Deepan was playing all these knight fd7, knight b6, knight c4 maneuvers, Tersahakyan was very simple strategy. He said, I'm going to develop all my pieces, play queen d2 and then this move king f2 was very nice. And then came the pawn attack with g5, g6 and he simply blew across the position. It was a great win. In the end, you have to pay special attention to the move knight d5, which sort of forced bishop into d5 and the c8 rook was hanging. So overall, this was a great game by the Armenian Grandmaster. So there we have the 3 leaders. The other interesting games of the day were definitely, one of the victories was Shardul Gagre. Shardul, whom you can see sitting here preparing for his 8th round encounter, has come back after a long time to chess. He hadn't been playing much, but now he's come back with a new repertoire and he's playing aggressive chess again as he did against Ratnakaran. Much contrary to his style, he sacrificed the c2 pawn, then the b2 pawn, and soon the attack was tremendous. The rook joined in from c5 to g5, and I have a feeling that if Ratnakaran would have made the move g6, the game would have been extremely interesting. But as it happened, he played f6 and Shardul had calculated it all. He took on g7, king g7, bishop h6, king h6, queen into f8, and next came in the other rook to c5. I think this was really very good calculation by Shardul. He simply demolished the Indian Tal in great style. So that was another interesting game, and you know, there were so many blunders taking place. You see this A group, you feel like players are going to play perfect chess, they're going to play really well. You have these IMs, GMs over here. But one of the games that comes to my mind is Rishi Sardana, who was playing with the black pieces against Priyanka. He also took the pawn on c2, and over here after rook c1, I think a player of his caliber would see that here rook b3 is the only move to hold the balance. He played queen to b3, and now I have a question to you. What would you do here as white? Well, of course you saw it immediately. Rook to c8, deflecting the rook, and the queen fell off. Same thing happened with Mutaya, who was playing against Vinay Kumar Matta. Mutaya, a strong player who wins many open tournaments in India. Well, he played a3, which was a very poor move, because after bishop into f1, a into b4, he simply missed bishop e2. Now the queen cannot take because queen into a1 is hanging, and if the queen doesn't take it, then rook into a8 is just a free piece. So guys, this is what chess is happening. At one level you have high quality play going on, while somewhere below you see blunders happening because the event is so tiring. Everyone is fighting so hard, and 3 more rounds to go. I'm going to bring you all the action from here. Until then, this is Sagar Shah signing off from the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium. See you.